Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into this. So, I just want to say the Giants have been crappy for about, I don't know, 6 out of the 7 weeks they've been playing football this year. And I know people are going to tell me, Adam, we already know this. After that 38-11 drubbing, we should be happy. Injuries, maybe next year. Oh, let's bring the entire coaching staff back because we want continuity. Continuity. Yeah, I love being a losing team, so let's bring the same staff back. Yeah. Not me. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Gettleman, you got to go. If this team doesn't win 7 games, I'm sorry. John Murray, you got to say, see ya. Joe Judge, if he doesn't get to at least 5 wins in my eyes, shouldn't be brought back, and that's okay. You know why? Because he stunk. You can't just justify, they won 2 wins, and then say, half of it's injuries, because injuries happen across the entire NFL. We don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that, and they want to say, that's facts that they're injuries. Facts are, this is the NFL. Facts are that nobody in the NFL gives a dang about your situation. They don't. The Rams last week weren't coming in going, Daniel Jones is out. Maybe, just maybe we should not play as hard. No, they don't care. They don't care. Even though Daniel Jones played, they're not going to say, they don't have Saquon Barkley. Oh, golly, Willikers, what are we going to do? No, they're like, all right, we don't have to worry about Saquon Barkley. Bang. Advantage us. But the problem is, if you look at the game on Monday night, look what Josh Allen did. Tennessee lost their cornerback. You know what they did? They attacked that guy. But you know what the defensive coordinator did? He made adjustments. He said, you know what? I can't play man anymore. I'm going to start playing zone. I'm going to start giving my guys a better chance to play. That's what coaching is. So the whole point of a coach is to make your team and put your players in the best position to succeed. If going into the week, Joe Judge is sitting there, mind you, I know he doesn't have all his complement of players, but if he's going into the game thinking he's going to lose, then I don't need him there. And if the fan base is going to give excuses every week, we didn't have this guy, or this guy is faltering, then by all means, bring back Dave Gettleman. Now, I get it. The offensive line is putrid, okay? We know this. But if we know this, the coaching staff needs to know this. So they need to devise a game plan that might work better for a team with limited O-line resources. I don't know, maybe bring up a guy not called Corey Cunningham, maybe bring up Isaiah Wilson, who actually was a first-round pick and not a UDFA that you picked up off the street. Maybe do max protection the whole game. Sure, it's not gonna look pretty, but why not bring in Elijah Penny? Why not bring in Kyle Rudolph? Why not bring in Caden Smith and just pack the line and say, here we go? And everyone who's going to get their wish, here's a little idea too. How about, you put Sterling Shepard out there and maybe Evan Ingram out wide. Ooh, that might be a good idea. Pack it in there. But to sit here and have people in the fan base just sit here and say, we should bring Joe Judge back because Keyshawn Johnson said we should, and if they stink, we should bring Dave Gettleman back, who, by the way, his record has been terrible since he took over. Now, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, let you do your job, but when you stink at your job, you got to know that you stink at your job. And Dave Gettleman, you're stinking at your job. Lorenzo Carter, not good. O'Shea Zimenez, not good. B.J. Hill, not on the team anymore. Jonathan Stewart was a bust free agent signing. Patrick Omameh, Nate Solder. I mean, we can go down the list now. We can give him some credit for some guys. Blake Martinez, James Bradbury. But those are complementary pieces to a team that you're supposed to be building, right? But, they're not. And this is the NFL, okay? This is a parity-driven league, all right? Parity-driven league means any given Sunday, anybody can win, good, bad, or otherwise. And a parity-driven league means teams that went from worst can go to first. Well, for the Giants, that means worse to even worse. Because right now, they're not doing nothing. Now, yeah, I get it. Oh, we were in love with the team last year. Oh, the defense was so good. It was top 10 defense. We act like that was the Ravens defense compared to what we got now. Like, give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Just give me a break. And when you decide to give me that break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar while you're at it. Because right now, I need something to chew on because we ain't got nothing. And people are telling me, well, we're talking with other fans. I'm talking with other fan bases. And, a discussion I'm in, this Jet fan brings up his plights. And another person brings up that we were in 5 Super Bowls in the last 33 years compared to the Jets. Now, the only thing I can compare to the Jets is our win-loss record in the last 5 years. Why am I worried about 4 Super Bowls? Why am I worried about trophy cases? That's old news. You haven't won one recently. Yeah, 10 years, okay. But soon that 10 years went like this, right? 2017 was a long time ago. 2007 was a long time ago. 2011 ain't that close neither. We about to be in 2022 in 2.5 months. So don't give me that we went to 5 Super Bowls, we're a prestige organization, we're 19-51. 19-51. You know who's tied with us? You know who actually is not tied with us, because they were on a bye week last week, was the Jets. That's how bad we've been, that both New York football teams have been bupkis. And all I can hear from certain fan bases, some certain people in the fan base, is that we have 4 rings. Yes, be proud of your accomplishments in the off season. Right now, during the season, in the last 5 years, your record is what you are. Right? Isn't that what Bill Parcells said? You are what your record says you are. We're 1-5. And it don't look like we're going to get any better because that defense, which was so vaunted, and people don't want to people don't want to blame the defense because they just want to stick to the offensive line. Well, guess what? Defense ain't that good neither. 37, 38 points, respectively, in the last 2 weeks. Over 70 points given up. Over 75 points given up the last 2 weeks. But that's okay. That's okay. It's the defense. We're going to exonerate them. It's the defense. They had 40 sacks last year. Let's give them a break. Let's give them a break. Let's give them a break. Sitting here with every excuse in the damn book. And then you want to run it back. And then you want to run it back. You want to fire John Mara, too. Like, how are we going to fire the owner of the team? Somebody said that to me. Fire the owner. How do you fire the owner? And then, when you bring it up, and you let Dave Gettleman, how are you going to let Dave Gettleman run this team if they don't at least get 7 wins? If they're not 7-10 at the end of this season, how can you bring them back? Joe Judge, right now, is staring down the barrel of the gun. Your job's on the line, too. I don't want to hear about, let's bring back continuity. No, because guess what? If we're firing everybody, none of these players are going to be here next year. Doesn't matter if you're Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, you won't be here next year if another guy doesn't deem you worthy. So what the Giants have to do in these next 11 games is prove who, A, is going to be here next year, B, who's going to contribute maybe long term, and C, let's see who's not going to be here as well, and maybe we can get rid of them. Because right now, what they're doing is not working. The coaches are blaming themselves. The players are blaming themselves. It's time to step up. I'm tired of the lip service. And don't tell me, please don't tell me Bill Belichick's walking through this door and he's going to save the franchise. Because his drafts have been great. Haven't been great. He knows how to scheme them up. And unless he's bringing that entire staff that he's got over there with him, we ain't doing it. And, mind you, he just drafted a quarterback. So what makes you think he's going to want to come here if his team ends up 7-11? 8-9. Or excuse me, 7-10, 8-9. He might want to run it back there. well, John Mara is going to bring in Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick is going to save us. Come on. Come on. Give me a break. Just give me a break. And you got to ask yourself this question, and I think the Giants have a good chance of beating Carolina this week, a team that's more on their level than the record indicates. Even though the Giants are 1-5, I believe a bounce of the football here, a stupid offsides penalty there, and the Giants are 3-3 instead of 1-5. And then playing the Panthers, who are roughly the same record, wouldn't be so bad. But now, how can you trust the defense, even though it is Sam Darnold? We can't stop Teddy Bridgewater. You're going to make Sam Darnold look like a Hall of Famer this weekend. I have a feeling the Giants can win, but we'll see what happens. If the defense don't step up, they ain't winning. So don't tell me again that we're going to bring it back if this team is 2-15. Oh, let's bring back Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman to run it back one more time because of injuries. Guess what? They didn't bring McAdoo back when that entire team was decimated with injuries. They brought in Dave Gettleman, who brought in Pat Shurmur. No change. Who Pat Shurmur brought in James Betcher. Nothing. Then you bring in Joe Judge. And he had us all going at the mic with his, I'm going to punch you in the nose for 60 minutes. Well, more like we're getting punched in the nose for 60 minutes. But yet, we should bring it back. Or we'll bring in Bill Belichick. He'll save us. You know, because the dynasty / absolute, you know, empire he built up in New England for the last 20 years, he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to go to New Jersey. You think Bill Belichick's going to come in here with Dave Gettleman running the show? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's going to look at Dave and be like, yo, man, you need to go to Cape Cod right now. I'll lend you my boat. I will lend you my boat. You can go hang out in Cape Cod. You ain't touching this team. But that's all I got for you today, folks. But just remember, when you're sitting back and if the team loses and goes 1-6, you can always just say, hey, we got 4 rings. Because if that's how satisfied you want to be, then maybe you shouldn't be a Giant fan. Because I know that I'm angry. I'm not sitting back here thinking, great, we won 4 Super Bowls. I'm sitting here like, damn, last 5 years is rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Same friggin' ish. And yet we want to bring it back. Because Keyshawn Johnson said, we should bring it back. And he knows, because he's Keyshawn Johnson. He's only been in the media for the last decade. Or we should bring in Bill Belichick because he's going to want to come to this crappy franchise right now. Give me a break. This has been the Hurry Up. I'm out.